It's never hard to find the starting line. It can be on the other side of opening eyes, at the bottom of a cup of coffee, top of the morning, in the middle of a life, in front of a judge, beneath a mound of clean clothes waiting to be folded and hung, above our heads in traffic, at the end of a jail sentence, standing next to us in a grocery store line, behind our home, in a garage. On your mark, get set. We always expect a fast start, but your heart will often remind you of the times you seem to run in vain, or the lane violations that expose a lack of discipline. But failure can be the fuel for wisdom. Disappointments might just be the motivation we need to refocus with the intention of finding the proper position and pace. As a member of the human race, the beginning is wherever you start. So why not today? Why not now? Why not here? Greetings, everyone. My name is Wally B. Jennings.
My name is Charmaine Cmaine Jennings.
And welcome to Mouth of the Mural, an event that unites visual, literary, and performance art in an effort to celebrate community, connection, and conversation.
Set against the backdrop of various murals in and around the Tampa Bay area, we will hear artistic expressions and interview some of the city's most passionate poets.
Let's take a look at our featured mural.
The Begin Anywhere Mural is located at the corner of Taliaferro Avenue and North Street in Seminole Heights. Created in 2019, the massive public painting is approximately 20 feet high and 90 feet long. Visible from I-275, the Florida Department of Transportation estimates that nearly 162,000 drivers pass the artistic masterpiece on a daily basis.
The colorful visual message was painted by renowned artist Ep.1 and sponsored by Elder Ford of Tampa, Rob Elder, the Jamal Brothers, the Moore family, and created in partnership with the Tampa Foundation. Begin Anywhere provides inspiration for all those who haven't yet taken steps toward achieving their dreams. It encourages us to disassociate ourselves from any timeline. It doesn't matter where or when you start, just go for it.
1820 to 2020, begin yet again. Seems as if it is a coincidence that the new start of the decade will be a wake-up call to my people. Stuffed with anger as we are destroyed, balled up and thrown away. As a young black and educated girl, my eyes are wide open to see that color defines possibility and personality, that color sets standards beyond and below what is to be proven. As the world grows hypnotic and hypocritical, seeping in the insides of words that last forever. Sticking to the same routines manipulated by government schemes. I refuse to let statistics and society's beliefs block me from my dreams. Tables turning, bridges are burning, darkness coming to light. All my life I had to fight, silently. An invisible handcuffs, a label on my name. As I climb to the top, shackles are still on my feet. Dishonored by the ghost men, I am convinced they are scared to see us win. I am more sick than tired, that this world filled with human beings as a whole continues to sink. People accept power over respect, dishonesty and disloyalty for a check, foolishness on a pedestal while others suffer in death. The love of money is the root of all evil. My people beyond black and white, hate craves sovereignty, releasing one's true identity, insecurities thrown on a throne because they can't be handled on your own. The whole world suffers. Above all of what this world has become, more caskets than congratulations, jealousy and paper chasing. As I speak, a young black and educated girl, Maya Angelou lives within me. Still I rise, even if they try to defeat me. Take me down 6 feet, crumble up my name. I will correct them and tell them that it is Gelée. one day someone will write a book about me and state, the only thing she left behind was self-doubt, then filled her spirits with self-growth, teaching her people to fear no evil. Sit at the table with the ones who are eating and learn their conversations. Her vision was broad and she thought beyond the horrifying means of what others believe. She decided to begin here.
Hello, my name is Cmaine Jennings, and I'm here at Mouth of the Mural with the phenomenal Jennings Johnson. Jennings, thank you for the wonderful poem that you wrote for our mural. So tell me a little bit about how you got into poetry.
When I was younger, I used to listen to music and write stories all the time. And then I figured out that like music had so much poetry in it. So I started like picking out words and stuff and just started writing poetry. I didn't even know I was writing poetry until I actually knew what it was. So yeah.
Awesome, and we're very thankful for that.
Yes.
And so you were also a student at the wonderful Howard W. Blake High School.
Yes.
Yes. And you were in the creative writing program under the leadership of Miss Casey Curry.
Yes.
Woo! So tell us a little bit about what you gained from being a part of the creative writing program.
I used to be shy. I still am shy, but after performing so much, you just get comfortable with the stage. You get comfortable in front of people, and being there, it helped me a lot. Like it helped me get my voice out and just give people, you know, a good word. And people see a lot of different things. And like also under like Miss Curry, she's like a wonderful teacher. She helps me a lot. Like just performing, she always tell me that as a black girl, you always have to stand out, and that's what I've been doing. So yeah.
All right, Jennings, now what do you expect to accomplish as an artist?
I hope to inspire a lot of people, especially black girls, and like our communities. Like I really want to inspire people and just help people be true to themselves. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And okay, now 2021 has just started. Now what do you have on your plans for 2021?
Well, I hope to graduate. I'm a senior this year, and I really want to go to college. I want to get into a HBCU.
Nice.
So I've been applying to colleges and stuff. I want to study English and then go into law school. So
awesome. Yes, we need lawyers.
Yes.
Yes, and you're attending an HBCU.
Yes.
So we love that. And last but not least, what would you say to a young artist like yourself interested in being a part of Mouth of the Mural?
Definitely just when you're writing, to be honest with yourself, know what you want to put out into the world and just say what you gotta say, basically.
All right, so if someone wants to find your work, or a little bit more about what you do in your poetry, how would they be able to do that?
Every year, well, specifically juniors at Blake High School, we do synapse, and last year we wrote one. It's called Nostalgia. So you can find my work there, and then you can also find my classmates' work there. And like everybody's work is amazing. This year, we're actually doing like a fall. We usually do readings, and we weren't able to do a fall reading this year because of coronavirus and stuff like that. So we're actually putting it on Instagram, on our creative writing page. So we'll be able to showcase our performances there.
Okay, so Instagram, right?
Yes.
And then we can get the synopsis. We can get
on
that
Amazon
on
for $10.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Only for $10.
Yes.
All right. So get your copy. Well, thank you again,
You're
Jennings,
welcome.
for being with us and for being with Mouth of the Mural.
Out of darkness, flowers bloom. Start here. Press play. Watch this mesmerizing video. YouTube. Time-lapsed photography. A seed to a flower. Fast speed time is like slow motion to me. Like memory that jumps and flickers. Leaf, leaves, leave. Morphing, bee on flower. Seed muscling through soil. Fibrous roots stretching out like fingers, like tendrils. How seeds are spread. 1. They are dropped from the mouths of birds. 2. They are dropped from the bottoms of bears. 3. They are carried delicately by someone who is broken, like me. Someone who has cycled through love and marriage. Someone who as a child was beaten. Stiletto heels, belts, fists, denied supper. Someone who has dropped ink on a silk cloth, Rorschach tested. Someone who has watched mold spores multiply, a petri dish of career and of epidemic divorce. Someone who has been on stage, off stage, on the page and off. A mother, a poet, this clown who adores laughter and long walks on the beach. Press play. 1,000 miles from everywhere and everyone I've ever known. Some say courageous, some say bold, some say foolhardy. To walk towards alligators and egrets, firecracker ferns and jumping mullets. Someone says, all you need to know about this place is simple. Hillsborough runs east to west, and Dale Mowbray runs north to south. Start here, time-lapsed, flower to seed. The darkness inside turns to full meadow.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Mouth of the Mural. I am here with author, poet, and comedian Victoria Dim. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, Wally.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about how you got into poetry.
I got into poetry, I bet, when I was about 5 years old, and I was banished to my room a lot, so I would just sort of write down my thoughts, and formally I went to graduate school at Carlow University in Pittsburgh and got my master's in poetry, so I'm official.
Now, you have a degree in philosophy and creative writing,
That's
which
right.
is great, but you also are a graduate of the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey College of Clown College.
That's right.
Talk to us about that experience.
So, a little bit like this mural, just do anything, be anywhere. And I was struggling as an actor to find work, and I saw an audition for the Clown College. And I also had a date at a jazz club, but I thought, okay, well, I can make both. They're relatively in the same place, this big arena next to our downtown area. So I dressed in my stilettos and my black dress, and I went in for the audition, and I fell in the sawdust, and they thought that was very funny. So went to Clown College, and I got my BFA in Fun Arts with a degree in humility.
Now, you seem to do a really excellent job of combining the various arts. You don't have a lot of barriers when it comes to crossing the art disciplines. Where do you think that mindset comes from? Is that intentional?
I think that when you start to make art, you find different avenues that also speak to your main passion. So in my case, I mentioned in my poem dropping ink on a silk cloth, and after my divorce I found refuge in arts and crafts, and I watched this ink drop into this cloth, and it would just spread, and you can only stop it by putting these painted barriers around it. So I guess it intrigues me to explore all disciplines, and I wish I could sing. That's the only thing. I can't sing. I just sing with my poetry.
Well, with your history with art, I wouldn't put it past you to eventually become a world-renowned singer with everything that you're involved in from an artistic standpoint.
Well, thank you.
Now, when it comes to Mouth of the Mural and ekphrastic poetry, which is what this is all about, you leapt at the opportunity. So can you talk a little bit about your process with writing the poem, and what was it like for you?
So I do consider myself an ekphrastic poet. I do teach ekphrastic poetry. I've taught it at Polk State University, at USF. And this challenge was a little different for me in that visual stimulation in regards to artwork makes me put metaphors and similes and words to my condition. So when I saw the mouth of the mural, not only did I want to be a part of it, but I saw it also as a challenge. When I got the actual mural that was assigned to me, I was shocked because it had words in it, and I didn't want to have words in it. I wanted to interpret that mural in my own words, but then I froze, to be honest with you, and I started to say, well, I can use words that assimilate that word, begin and anywhere, and then I was dumbfounded, and where do I start? But just like the mural says, begin anywhere. And so I took my cue there, and I started to see, well, there's ink blotches, Rorschach testing, which I've done. There's looks like blooms, looks like stems, looks like leaves. So I quickly went to YouTube, which is instructional, which this mural is instructional, and that's where we get all of our information, is on YouTube. And so there's an homage in my poem to YouTube, and also because we're gonna be on YouTube. But the idea is it's instructional, and so I took that mode, and that's where the 1, 2, 3, how seeds are spread comes. And then basically you instruct yourself to move through life, to move through life's changes. And that's exactly what I've done coming to Tampa, not knowing anybody in my later years, in my flower to seed years. And so that's sort of how the poem evolved. At first I didn't like the poem very much, but then when I kept rehearsing it and rehearsing it and rehearsing it, I started to love it.
Now, one of the things that we've seen recently is the push for people to bring the arts to more practical application in everyday life. And you've been able to do that with something called Laugh Yoga. So talk to us about Laugh Yoga.
Well, laughter yoga is actually a real thing. It's a branch of the yoga tree, let's say. I hate regular yoga, just let's get that out there. But it's everything I do, really, is surrounding the breath. And laughter yoga is the breath. You deeply breathe in, cryonic breathing, and then you laugh on exhale. And there are other ways in which you can use it. I do improv as well, so there's improv exercises surrounding laughter yoga. Like if you don't like vacuuming, which I do not like vacuuming, you can laugh yoga your way through vacuuming. Yay! And it brings positivity to your soul. It oxygenates your brain, and so I have actually been offered a job starting in the new year with a major health firm. We haven't shored up things yet, but for their wellness centers, I will be doing laughter yoga.
That's outstanding. So besides that, any other upcoming projects or books or anything that you're working on?
Well, thanks for asking, Walt. As you know, I have 2 books published. One is Class Clown. The other one is When the Walls Cave In, sorry. And so those came out of my studies at Carlow University. But this last book, which I finished, was formerly entitled Living with Lizards. This is a full-length book. It's called The Hatchet Son. And it's all about me here in Florida trying to maneuver and find my way. So that's being sent out to publishers right now. And then I also have in December, I guess that'll be afterwards, but you can see it on YouTube. It's called The Very Normal Festival. And I'm doing a character. It's a bit show. It's over 4 nights. I'll be working over 4 nights. It's a bit character, Haiku Hildy. And I will do haiku in 30 seconds or less from an audience suggestion.
That's amazing. So, Victoria, do you have any parting words for anyone that may be interested in becoming involved with Mouth of the Mural, any artists?
Yes, I visited this mural. I came here and I stood before this mural also to get an idea, not just looking on YouTube. But I think that if you look long enough and you carry a notebook and you just jot down thoughts and feelings, you would be able to start to realize something that is representative of your view of what the artist maybe was speaking to you about. And it's easy. It's easy to do. And I feel that it's challenging as well. Simple and challenging in the same thing, so yin yang. But definitely give it a try and get in touch with yourself and become a part of it. Because I think it's, unfortunately right now in the pandemic, we can't be with a live audience, but how powerful this would be if we were able to speak to people that were standing in the presence of the murals.
Well, Victoria, thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of it. And of course, we wish you well in all of your various artistic future endeavors.
Well, thanks, Wally.
Pay attention and listen. This is your conscience with a bone to pick, an maldeficient bone to break. Are you taking your time or are you letting time take from you? What are you gonna do? Stop streaming so many hours of Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and Hulu. Leap off of the dingy journal pages of complacency. Journey on I-275 north and south. There is a big, bubbly message waiting to call you out. And it says you can have it all. But how much do you really need? You will never get started if your focus is on selfish greed. So place your attention up and forward, not down or looking back. You will never begin if you're consumed with fear and lack. So wake up, stand up, grow up, speak up. Now show up and show out and stand out. Because there can be no goal of finishing if there is no real beginning. And nowhere is actually somewhere, but anywhere is an adventure. Thank you for tuning in to Mouth of the Mural. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed this episode.
Tune in next time as we highlight another phenomenal mural. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, let's find them.